G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Now today on the bench here you can see we have two transmitters here from a company called HotRC. Now the one on the left here is the DS-4A. Now I purchased this one earlier in the year, it was last summer. I purchased this from AliExpress off just a random vendor, I think it was. It wasn't necessarily from HotRC, but these were very affordable. I bought the 2 receiver option. And I've done a full review on this one, which I'll leave a link up in the top corner of the screen here, as well as in the description if you want to check it out. And this transmitter here is a 4-channel fighter jet style controller here, as you can see. And it's perfect for one-handed operation, especially those that don't have the use of both their hands. I actually done a test with both my hands, my right and my left, and actually worked perfectly. It was very easy to control. And all the features worked flawlessly. This one actually has cruise control on it as well, and a whole bunch of features that I went through in that video, so feel free to check it out. Now about 3 weeks to a month after uploading the video of this transmitter to my channel, the company HotRC actually watched and left a comment on this particular video that I done, and basically I was saying thanks very much for featuring our product. I had no affiliation with them at all because I purchased this with my own money. I think it was from a different vendor. It wasn't even from HotRC themselves. It was one of the vendors on AliExpress. So I had no affiliation at all, but I thought it was pretty cool that they actually, watched the video and commented. So that was that. But yeah, to cut a long story short, fast forward about 6 months or so to July, they actually reached out to me this time on my RC Facebook page, which is Perth West Oz RC Facebook. They sent me a DM and they did mention this video once again, and then they commented on it and they asked me, test out their new transmitter here, which is the 6-channel CT-6A. So yeah, they wanted to send me one out to test. So here we are today, guys. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today, guys. We're going to have a look at their new product here. Just a normal pistol grip style controller, the CT-6A. So anyway, on the side of the box here, we've got some specifications. So as you can see, it's called the CT-6A. It's suitable for cars, trucks, boats and tanks. 6-channel, like I mentioned, 2.4 gigahertz. Now this runs on an RF power of 90 megawatts. On the listing they do say around 100. Okay, it also runs off FHSS protocol or frequency. Reaction speed is 20 milliseconds. So once again, much like this one, I think this is 20 milliseconds as well. Yes, it is. So very responsive, no delay at all. Basically, we got an RF distance of 300 meters, so pretty decent range. The receiver sensitivity is -96 dBm. Channel resolution 4096, and the transmitter and the receiver voltage both run on 4 volts to 9 volts, and there's a weight there of 230 grams. So anyway, guys, let's open up the box and we'll see what we get with the new CT-6A, and then I'll test it out in one of my RC cars. Okay guys, I've got everything out of the box now. So it's very simple. What we get is obviously the transmitter itself. We've got the receiver in here, and I've already taken this little battery tray out. This is the 4AA battery tray. As you can see, it's got a balance lead there, and this was already pre-installed in the transmitter. I've just taken it out because I've actually got a LiPo in there. But as you can see, rather than a red JST plug like some other manufacturers, we got a balance plug here, a 2S balance plug for the battery tray there. Now here's the quick start guide. Okay, so we've got a couple of their QR codes there. They got a YouTube channel by the look of it, and another QR code there. And this is basically a quick start guide. Okay, so it tells you everything you need to know. We've got the specs there once again, and a photograph there of the receiver and all the different channels, up to 6 channels. So you have a read through that. We also got the receiver in this box here. Okay, so this is called the F-06A. This does not include a gyro, okay, but it is a 6-channel receiver, just there, okay. And we've got a little input here as well, as you can see there, which you plug in this little lead, okay. And what this is for is if you want telemetry for the voltage of your actual LiPo battery or lithium battery, whatever you're using in your RC, you can hook this up. Now there is a diagram on the actual listing itself. What I'll do, I'll pop that up on the screen now. You can see how to set that up. I won't be using that today. I'm just going to straight up put the receiver in the car itself, all right? But you've got a little bind button there as well, okay? So yeah, you've got quite a few channels there, 6 channels. So let's have a close look now at the CT-6A transmitter from HotRC. As you can see, it's got a nice LCD screen here. We've got our channel buttons, channel 5, 6, dual rates here for your steering and your throttle, and you've got all your trimmers here on a cross shape button pad here. So okay, so forward trim and back trim for the throttle and steering left and right. Okay, we've got a couple of mixer buttons here and the on switch just there. Got a lanyard loop as well as a SWB 3-stage switch here and a SWA button for your extra channels here as well. And for the steering, we have a nice looking mag wheel here, okay, with a inserted rotor and caliper there, which looks pretty cool. HotRC emblem, as well as the one-handed lever control, fully proportional, of course. On the other side here, we have a C-type plug port, as you can see here, for not only software updates or firmware updates to this transmitter, but you can also recharge batteries in this transmitter, especially an 18650 size one. So yeah, this transmitter feels good in the hand, guys. It's a perfect size. It's not overly bulky or small, just perfect. And it's got a nice big base there to stand it up, or you could actually put it on its side there as well. It's going to not tip over. All right, so anyway, let's turn it on. Got a bit of a musical tune there. And you'll see your voltage just there for the batteries that you got in it. Now I've got a 2S LiPo in there, it's not fully charged. Otherwise it'll be reading 8.4, but it's over storage rate. And you've also got your telemetry there for this cable if you hook that up to your battery in the car, okay? And you can control your trimmers left, right by pressing it or holding it down, and once you hear that long beep, that's dead center. Now this button here is basically your reverse, okay, channel. So your reverse for your throttle as well as your steering, all right? This one here is called a hybrid button. Now what that means is that you can run both those channels as one. So your steering can become a throttle as well as your throttle being a throttle, if you know what I mean. It sounds a little bit confusing, but it's basically a mixer button. We can, they call it a hybrid button, hybrid mode. And that can be used in applications where you have dual motors and you want to run both motors, one off your steering and one off your throttle, if you know what I mean, okay? So yeah, in most cases, you're not going to use that button, but it's there if you wish to use it. Okay, so anyway, let's turn that off. All right, now let me show you the battery tray here. Now, it did come with this pre-installed in here. I just took it out. But as you can see, I've got a little 2S LiPo in there, which I just had it powered on. Okay, so you can disconnect that. You can only put a small LiPo like that too, guys, like a 850 milliamp hour. You can't put anything really big in there. All right, so you're limited to the size of the LiPo. But as you can see here, this is the first time I've actually seen this on a transmitter where there's 3 different ways you can actually power it on. This little lever here, if I can open it, houses a 18650 battery. So how cool is that? I've got one here. You just pop it in like that, have the positive facing up, right? And there you go. We've got power, 4 volts, right, from the 18650 in there. So that's an awesome idea, guys. I really do like that, how HotRC have actually made 3 different ways of powering this transmitter on via the lithium ion, a LiPo, or just use your standard 4AA batteries. Really great idea. Okay guys, well I've got my buggy out again that I actually used to review the DS4A. All right, now as you can see, I've got the F06A receiver plugged in, channel 1 for the servo, channel 2 for the ESC. Alright, the transmitter turned on. So let's hook it up. Okay, so we've got it all hooked up. Now, as you can see, it's got normal controls. Throttle, steering. Now, if I want to trim up the throttle, I'll just press it up on the trim. You see there. And bring it down, okay? Okay, now you've got your steering, same thing. If I want to change the steering trim, left to right, I'll hold it down. You can see the wheel turn to the left. That's the maximum to the left. Dead center and then to the right. Okay. I'll just tap it slowly. And that's dead center there, alright? Now, like I mentioned with the reverse channels, you press this button and it will beep twice, and then see my throttle is going in reverse now. Okay, now the steering should go from right to left. It should be opposite. Oh no, I've got the correct steering still. I might have to press it again. And it's locked. Now it's opposite. So that's going the wrong way now. See the padlock, or there was a padlock there. It's saying it was locked a second ago with a padlock, but that's incorrect. Okay. And it's going in reverse, and brake or reverse is forward, so definitely don't want that. Okay. Okay, so we definitely don't want that. I want to change that back. Okay, and you give it an input and then you get double beep. So we've got the correct steering now, left to right. And we have the correct throttle. Forward and back. Okay? Alright, now this hybrid button. Let's try to demonstrate that one. This will be all mixed up. So see this? I'm pressing the trigger and it's also turning to the right. Alright? If I press the steering wheel, it's doing the same thing. To the right, as well as the throttle. So it's basically both channels are on one control, which in most cases you're not going to be able to use that, or you won't even bother using that. But it's there for basically if you've got two motors and you want to run two motors, okay? So I've just turned that off. Now they do state that this does have a fail-safe as well, built in, which is great. Okay guys, now to set the fail-safe on this transmitter, and the receiver itself, what they tell you to do in the instruction leaflet there, okay, is before turning on the car or the transmitter, you want to hold down the reverse trim key. So hold that down, press the power button, let go, and you see it flash and beep, alright? And then what you're going to do is you're going to turn the car on. And then you can just back off the trim. Okay, that's a bit too far. I'll leave it like that. Okay, so if I go full throttle now, turn the transmitter off, the car just slows down to a stop. Okay. Now, how abruptly you want it to stop all depends on your reverse trim. So as you can see, I'll power it on again. It's slowed down gradually, which is good. So if I run out of range, it's going to slow down and then stop. So that's how you set the fail-safe. Okay guys, well that is the overview of the new CT-6A 6-channel transmitter from HotRC. All that's left now is to test it out on this buggy out at the field, so I'll meet you out there. Alright guys, I'm out at the field now with the new transmitter from HotRC, the 6-channel CT-6A. Let's test it out on this 1/12 scale buggy. It seems pretty responsive guys. getting rather windy right now this afternoon, so apologies for any wind noise coming through my camera. As you can see, one hand operation, not a problem. So yeah, very responsive. I'll show you the responsiveness. I'll bring the car a bit closer. Okay, let's just stop it right there. Now, you have a look at the trigger and the car, just touching it. Very responsive. I'm only just touching it and it's going forward. Let's try that again. There's no delay. Like they state, 20 milliseconds. So you can see the trigger on the remote. Just touching it, look at that. Fully proportional, of course, and I hit the throttle, instant response. Just do a bit of a range run. Now this field is about 200 odd meters long. I'm way out there, guys. Still got full control. Way out there. Now they do state 300 meters, and I don't doubt that for a second. To do a proper range run, I'd have to have my GPS tracker on it, the speed reader, will show you the distance. Plus I'd want to drive this with an FPV system on it as well, because definitely lose line of sight. But you see, she's out there quite a ways. I'm not even close to the end of the field this time. I went a bit further out the first time. Okay, now if I want it to creep forward a bit, forward throttle there, okay, to its max. So you got your dual rates for your throttle and your steering. See, the car's going by itself now, so I've got it all the way forward. Let's bring it back now. Okay. If I go full throttle with the car, let me just do that. I'll come back this way though. See if that fail safe works. Should do. Alright, so full throttle. There it is. It stopped. Turn it back on. Now I've actually put that 2S LiPo back in there. It's 7.7 volts at the moment. But like I showed you, can power it off AA batteries, 4 of them, or the 18650 that I had in there when I was showing you on the bench. So that's what I really like about this transmitter, is that you got different ways of powering it, 3 different ways, which I really like, guys, because you don't have to rely on AA batteries all the time. Like with some remotes, you don't have the option to run an 18650 cell or a LiPo. It's really good. Okay, now I've got the steering trim set perfectly. What I want to try and demonstrate with you guys is the dual rates for the steering here. So we'll do that. I'm running it on 75 at the moment. We'll do it on 25%. And that's the turning circle. As you can see, it's really wide. All right, really wide. That's at 25%. Way out there. Okay, hardly turning at all. Up it up to 50. I'll bring it a bit closer. That's at 50% dual rate. Still a pretty wide circle. Okay, we'll go to 75 now, the way I had it. Very tight circle. I'm not even full throttle, it's going to tip. And then 100. So as you can see on 100, I can't even go full throttle because it's a really tight little circle. Right, I might leave that at 75. So if you've got a young kid, you want to get them into RC and you're using this transmitter, go on a slow pace, or even if you use this with a crawler, you could bump it down. Okay, we'll go up to 50. Okay, so that's 50 on the roll. 75. You see we're progressively getting a bit faster each time. Full throttle. That's 100. Okay. So that's basically it, guys. I've basically shown you all the features. You also got your other channels here on the side like I showed you. SWA and the SWB slider switch. And that's basically it, guys. So there you have it. That's the new CT-6A transmitter, the 6-channel transmitter from HotRC. So yeah, I'd like to say thanks to HotRC for reaching out to me after watching my first video on the DS4-A transmitter, their other fighter pilot style one-handed transmitter, and allowing me to feature this on the channel and test it out today. So yeah, great transmitter, guys. Really good range, and especially the response time on this is excellent. As you can see, I'll do it again. I'm just touching it. It's like got a hair trigger on it. Look at that. It's very responsive too. So yeah, great transmitter once again from HotRC. So if you want to check this out, I'll definitely leave a link to their AliExpress store, the HotRC AliExpress store, and you can go check out this transmitter. It's very affordable, guys. It's under $30 US and around, I think, 39 Australian. So yeah, go check it out if you wish to, guys. All right, there'll be links in the description below, also to the DS-4A transmitter, as well as my video on that one. So anyway, guys, that'll be it for today. Thanks very much once again for watching this review on the new HotRC transmitter. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff, and I will catch you on the next video. Until next time, guys, happy RCing.